Most of us have had experience with a bad car, but have you ever been inside one that's truly cursed? Buckle up, because in today's video we'll dive into 7 of the creepiest, most haunted and cursed cars to ever hit the road. The Graf and Stift double phaeton that Archduke Franz Ferdinand and his wife boarded in Sarajevo in June 1914 is often referred to as the car that changed the course of history. An unlucky wrong turn led to their assassination by a Serbian nationalist and the trigger for the bloodbath of the First World War. Perhaps because of the immense scale of the death and destruction that followed, the car quickly became shrouded in superstition as a series of strange and tragic fates seemed to befall anyone who dared own it or even ride in it. According to legend, its next owner, General Potorik of Bosnia, lost multiple battles during the war and was eventually dismissed from service. From the moment of owning the car, his life took a downward spiral until he died in poverty. The next owner was a Viennese doctor who went on to die in a horrific crash. Following the war, a Serbian military officer took possession and also went on to die in a collision behind its wheel. The next owner committed suicide, further fueling the growing belief that the car wasn't just unlucky, but truly cursed. The most bizarre story, however, is that during World War II, a bomb was dropped on the garage where the Graf and Stift was being stored. Incredibly, everything around the car was destroyed, yet the vehicle itself emerged unscathed. The fact that the car remains on display remarkably intact at a Vienna museum casts doubt on many of the legends surrounding it. Yet, as the vehicle is tied to a brutal assassination that sparked a war claiming tens of millions of lives, its dark history undeniably earns it a place in our top 7. What appears to be an ordinary 1968 Volkswagen van harbours a chilling past. It was the mobile office of Dr. Zak Kervorkian, the infamous physician who assisted terminally ill patients in ending their lives. Between 1990 and 1998, Kervorkian played a role in over 130 assisted suicides, some of which took place inside this very van, forever linking the vehicle to his controversial legacy. In 2015, intrigued by its gruesome past, Ghost Adventures star Zak Bagans shelled out $32,500 for the now rusted van, adding it to his haunted museum collection in Las Vegas. Was it a good investment? It's hard to say. So far, the only indication of potential paranormal activity came from medium and reality TV personality Teresa Caputo, who reported feeling something in its vicinity. Although there are plenty who believe that the souls who died inside are trapped forever within its rusty confines. If you ever find yourself driving through London's Ladbroke Grove late at night, keep your eyes peeled for the phantom number 7 bus. And no, this isn't the whimsical accident-dodging bus from Harry Potter. This is something much more sinister. This eerie legend dates back to 1934, when an unfortunate driver was so startled by the sudden appearance of a bus thundering towards him that he swerved his car into a lamppost, dying instantly in a fireball. Witnesses were present, and after the incident, it was claimed that the bus immediately disappeared. It wasn't gone for good though, and over the years that followed there were multiple eyewitness reports of a number 7 bus suddenly appearing in the road, causing a usually fatal accident, and then disappearing. Some said that the ghostly bus was a harbinger of doom, appearing only to those destined to meet a tragic end on the road. There was one survivor, however, who told a creepy tale. His police statement described both floors of the bus eerily lit, yet completely empty. No passengers, no driver. So if you're driving through Ladbroke Grove, keep your wits about you, or better still, avoid the potential drama and just take the tube. The Black Volga was once a symbol of Soviet luxury. Designed by the Gorky automobile plant, it was a car reserved for the elite. A dream for many, and a reality for a select few, like Yuri Gagarin, the first man in space who was gifted one after his historic 1961 flight. But beneath its polished exterior lies a story so sinister, it went on to haunt the streets of Eastern Europe for decades. By the late 1960s and into the 1970s, rumours began to swirl that the Black Volga wasn't just a car, it was driven by the devil himself. According to the legend, the car would appear out of nowhere, gliding silently through the streets in search of its next victim. And if the Black Volga pulled up next to you and asked for the time, you were doomed. If you got too close, the door would swing open and you'd be dragged inside, never to be seen again. Some even described disturbing details, such as horns where the side mirrors should be, and an engine that hummed so faintly it seemed almost supernatural. The fear was palpable, but was this car truly supernatural? Or was there something more insidious behind the myth? Some historians believe the legend of the Black Volga may have been spread by the Soviet secret police, the KGB, to cover up real kidnappings. By creating such a bizarre and terrifying story, any reports of actual disappearances would be dismissed as wild rumours, and during a time when fear gripped the streets, the tale worked to perfection. To this day, the legend of the Black Volga endures, whether it was a manifestation of Cold War paranoia or something far more otherworldly. One thing is certain, the Black Volga remains one of the most haunting and enduring urban legends of the Soviet era. At number 3, we have a ghost car that's not just a legend, it's backed by chilling facts. In 2002, drivers in Surrey, England, reported seeing a car swerve off the road late at night. Police rushed to investigate, but found no signs whatsoever of any accident. Days later, however, the mystery deepened. A wrecked vehicle was discovered hidden among the undergrowth, its condition suggesting that it had been there for some time. To everyone's shock, inside the mangled car was a decomposed body. The wreck had occurred 5 months earlier, yet the haunting presence of the ghostly car seemed to have replayed the scene for the witnesses who saw it. Coincidence? Or perhaps a desperate cry for help from beyond the grave? Rebel Without a Cause star James Dean famously named his Porsche 550 Spyder Little Bastard, and it certainly lived up to its name. On Friday, September the 30th, 1955, Dean was heading to the Salinas sports car races with his mechanic Rolf Wutterich as passenger. They'd already picked up one speeding ticket in Bakersfield, but it did nothing to slow them down. As they powered their way down Route 46 at around 85 miles per hour, a young student driving a Ford Tudor made an unexpected turn across their path. The high-speed impact threw the Ford 40 foot down the road, while Wutterich was ejected from the Porsche. Tragically, James Dean was declared dead at hospital a short while later. Although the car was written off, the story doesn't end here, because parts of it were sold off and used in other vehicles. The engine ended up in a Lotus owned by a Dr. William Esrich, while the transmission and suspension went to fellow doctor and racing enthusiast Troy McHenry. In the 1956 Pomona sports car races, both cars were involved in separate crashes, with McHenry losing his life. The remains of Little Bastard were then purchased by Hollywood car customiser George Barris, who decided to display its wreckage at various exhibitions. Even off the road though, Little Bastard more than lived up to its name. While stored at a garage, an unexplained fire broke out, causing significant damage to the building and all the other cars around it. Little Bastard, however, survived the inferno with barely a scorch mark. There were also 2 separate incidents when transport drivers were injured, one when the car fell on him during transport, and another when the car mysteriously broke free and caused carnage. In around 1960, Little Bastard disappeared during mysterious circumstances. Not heard of again until June 2021, when Zak Bagans of Ghost Adventures purchased the transaxle for an astonishing $382,000. Did the price tag live up to the hype? There are some who saw Daredevil James Dean's death behind the wheel as inevitable. There are also several who claim that George Barris was a consummate showman who fabricated much of the car's cursed history. British actor Alec Guinness might have argued otherwise though. Just a week before Dean's fatal crash, Guinness saw the Porsche and shared his misgivings in a diary entry. The sports car looked sinister to me, exhausted, hungry, feeling a little ill-tempered in spite of Dean's kindness. I heard myself saying in a voice I could hardly recognise as my own, "Please, never get in it. If you get in that car, you will be found dead in it by this time next week." As unsettling as our previous entries have been, none can rival the chilling legacy of the Golden Eagle, a 1964 Dodge 330 that has rightfully earned its title as the most cursed car in America. This sinister vehicle carries a body count so high, it's practically the Amityville Horror on wheels. Originally a police car, the Golden Eagle was driven by 3 officers, Jack Thompson, Bill Hayes and Richard Mallory. In a tragic twist of fate, each of these men fell victim to the car's malevolent grip, ultimately killing their families before taking their own lives. And after being sold, the Golden Eagle's deadly legacy only intensified. Families who took possession found themselves caught in a nightmare of horrifying accidents. One family suffered a devastating crash, while another lost their home in a mysterious fire that erupted without warning. Reports of eerie sounds and ghostly apparitions surrounding the car only added to the mounting terror. In a desperate bid to end its reign of chaos, local residents banded together to dismantle the cursed vehicle. Yet the haunting question remains, was the Golden Eagle truly destroyed? Or does its malevolent curse still linger, waiting for the next unsuspecting soul? Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed these eerie tales, please don't forget to like, subscribe and hit the bell icon so you never miss another creepy video. Which car do you think is the most cursed? Let us know in the comments below, if you dare.